Welcome to Navigate Part 7, a transitioning program for veterans and current serving, families, first responders, and allied health professionals. In this presentation, we will look at the first 3 of 7 lessons for learning to operate effectively in relationship territory. Many partners of veterans note that their husbands or wives seem to have a more intimate connection within their military tribe than within the family. For veterans and current serving, tribe is based on unconditional support. It is a deep bond forged through the military ritual of being broken down and reformed. It is about the shared memories of operations, often unspoken, but deeply etched into the marrow of the bones. This bond is not something that can be easily grasped or understood by others. It can erode the foundation of connection with partners if not spoken about. Over the years, partners I have spoken with have continually noted how the veterans they love bring the war back home. They describe their reactivity, moodiness, need for control, hypervigilance, isolation, ease of being triggered, difficulties navigating through intimacy, and challenges in communication. They note that their veterans seem to be wired for the flight or fight instinct. They struggle with the deep bonds they have with their fellow veterans, which often feel more intimate than those between themselves and their partners. In the first lesson, we will focus on keeping your safety on and what can occur when this is a challenge. We will then explore the importance of respect and self-control. A veteran once noted the following: I don't know what happens every time my partner brings an issue or a concern to me about the relationship. I immediately feel like no matter what I do, I'm going to get judged or blamed, and that it's always going to be my fault. I get irritated, frustrated, and worked up. I can see that I'm becoming abrupt and argumentative. As things escalate, I start to feel out of control to the point where I either leave the room or start becoming agitated. We often just end up screaming at each other till one of us bursts into tears. You can try a few things to avoid getting to this point. As you enter any potentially tricky communication, just breathe. This will bring down the back of your brain. Have a drink of icy water, so carry a bottle in your back pocket or nearby, which also helps change the blood flow in the back of the brain. Don't see this, or try not to see it, as an attack. Adopt the position of first wanting to listen so that you can understand. Ask your partner to tell you more about why they feel this way. Remember that the other person's story is real, but it may not be your experience. Your partner has the right to be listened to. Remember, it's often not so much about a scoreboard of who is right or wrong, but just the experience of somebody respectfully listening to you. Effective listening is all about keeping your safety on and ensuring that you're not locked or loaded. Before getting into a tricky situation, if you become quickly overwhelmed, find a quiet time with your partner and negotiate that you will take a brief time out to focus and center, and then return to the conversation. As one partner of a veteran once said to me, "It doesn't matter what I do. If I try and communicate how I'm feeling without blame, he immediately takes it personally and gets uptight, defensive, and aggressive. I feel like I'm always walking on eggshells and having to be hypervigilant around him. I love him, but I end up feeling so alone. I just wish he could learn to listen. He doesn't need to fix things, and I'm not trying to attack him." In Lesson 2, we'll focus on respect. Always work towards allowing the values of trust, care, respect and love to guide you forwards. A partner of a veteran once said to me, "There are times when I look into his eyes, when we're having a tricky discussion, and all I see is hate or coldness. It's like if I would just disappear, he'd be happy. I see no care for how I feel. It's exhausting. Everything is about his needs and his difficulties from the war. But what about me?" If your anger, anxiety, and reactivity are not within your control, then ask for help to get you to the point of becoming more on top of your feelings. Your partner is no different from the soldiers you operated with. Unless your partner is abusive towards you, they have earned the right to be respected. Veterans often bring the war home, resulting in the family walking on eggshells around them. If your partner has demonstrated care and a willingness to love and support you, you also need to understand how challenging it can be to care for a veteran. As much as you struggle, so do the others in your life. They have earned the right to respect. Your responsibility is to use the tools the professionals who are supporting you have given you, as well as those in this book. To get from point A to point B in a different way, you need to find a way to change how you approach situations. The one way to change behaviors that feel stuck is to identify what you are grateful for. The more you do this, the more you will create brain change and neural change. If you fake it long enough, then it will eventually become a real feeling. Always try to remember that your partner is not the enemy. Self-control is a critical component in healthy relationships. As one veteran put it, "I always try to go in with good intentions, but as soon as things crank up, I just lose self-control. I hate seeing myself like this. I used to stay calm and focused in all situations when on operations. My guys always commented on how safe they felt around me because they trusted me. I felt good about myself. Now I see myself getting dismissive, aggressive, and cold. I see fear in my partner's eyes." I find that it can help if, when we become triggered, we do not see the other as the problem, but instead see them as a messenger. This will help you to go OP and create some distance from your ambush zone. The messenger is simply bringing attention to a part of ourselves that needs to be dealt with. Why attack the messenger? The messenger is not the enemy. The messenger is simply delivering a message. Someone else at another time and place will do the same thing. If that part of you were not there, then you would not be triggered. What is it in your personal history that is being triggered? What are the emotions that are arising? What are the thoughts? The more you can see and feel the other as neutral energy, the less likely you will be to attack. If you are at a point where you become aware of the possibility of losing control, then, as I noted, agree to briefly walk away to regroup. Breathe as soon as you become aware that your stress levels are rising. Listen and continue to breathe. It's okay to say, "I'm finding this stressful and I just need to take time out for 10 minutes. You may have a lot bouncing around inside of you, but work on creating a gap between the thought and the behavior. Use your tools to increase your ability to manage how you feel and exercise respectful choices about what you do with what you think and feel. All the above will help you redefine your arc of fire and ensure that those you love do not become unnecessary casualties." In the next video, we will finish off with the final 4 relationship lessons, these being learning to clarify, redefining your arcs of fire, managing an accidental discharge, and ensuring that you keep your barrel clean. Just to repeat again, that as you progress through Navigate, I want to remind you to never just settle for your yesterday. Rather, as you heal and grow, Allow your today to become your tomorrow. Be ready and willing to get up and commit to being more compassionate and connected, respectful and caring. Do not allow your past to define you. Complacency rests on this formula. Every moment, step, and word should be conscious, focused with discipline and motivation to make your tomorrow today's target. Try using the reflective journaling pages in this chapter to allow you to personally process, define, and reform your journey. I'm looking forward to catching up with you in part 2 of the relationship lessons.